White Owl. I was there when she took the name White Owl. I know. I mean, I know. I know what an efficient woman that she is in terms of her clerical skill. I mean, what she could be doing if she wanted to work.
Was it in Arizona?
Living, you know, and stuff. And what she has done, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, and in different places. I've known her around from West Virginia. I think
she took the name. Was that in Arizona that she took the name? White Owl?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. But she used it when she was at California. But in any event, to watch her as a result of being, you know, from Texas, yet all wrapped up in someone else's vision to take it down there when they were ill prepared was bothersome. But I know she walks under a guiding bubble just like Feather, just like Joni, just like so many, you know, like Pam, so on and so forth. Yeah. I suppose I do too, in that sense, you know what I mean? I have, in that sense. So I just, you know, I had to say, well, I can't afford the opportunity to let some sheriff derail me from what I feel is my mission at this time. So you just have to do it without me. And then when they burnt Nevada, what I call Nevada was our whole card. It's gambling, legalized gambling, it's legalized prostitution, it's it's, you know, so now here's this state that exists in the center of all of the states that we burnt off except Hawaii and Alaska. And in order to satisfy a handful of teepee people, some of whom I understand never even went, that bitched the most, never took their teepees, wound up in Nevada, and that was it. If we were going to continue to say one state, one thing all the time, the difference between that and say Colorado now is it's the 500th anniversary of the discovery of the New World. It's the Pueblo people in the Four Corners. It's where we would rather be than with the Sioux Warrior band in the north. We've selected that same kind of lifestyle as the Pueblos, bouncing from one Pueblo to the other, moving around in caravans and stuff rather than a nomadic, warlike society. So in that sense, we had a choice. We ought to be in the Four Corners and let the chips fall where they may.
Is it true that Zeus is doing us a favor by taking all the agents of the power structure to South Dakota?
So they can get some power, right on.
So that we can
so
slip
the
away
structure
from Colorado.
can get some power. But anyway,
if so, it's the most noble deed. I take everything back I said about Zeus.
But you understand my point. The other thing is that from the time that I think it was California is where I realized that we were going to have to deal with this A camp situation for real one day, and because I every night I was in on an incident somewhere where I had my physical, you know, my 16-year-old paratrooper training that's never failed me. My father boxing me around with, you know, middleweight champ in Notre Dame, teaching me how to get him up, kid, with a couple of drinks in his hand, or I mean, you know, in his under his belt. And being crazy enough or trippy enough at the moment in time to realize that the only thing that was going to stop this was jump crazier than the craziest one around you, and that does it. You know, it usually bounces it out of the circle real fast.
Yep.
But you got to be willing to do it, and you know, you got to get it. It's adrenaline, it's all of that, and the demand has to be there, and I got to work out at California, and I knew therefore it was going to be a problem. And Pennsylvania was even bigger.
Oh, was it?
And then this year it was future stage. So it will be handed to Colorado. If that was the final decision, that's what I was getting at. Was you see my point there? Why I should say that? Then the final point that I'll make on this is, and this is in regards to this year's Visions Council stuff, is that the one thing that I heard the minute I got on the land was that if it's Colorado, the family's taking back the gate. And that cinched it for me. I mean, before I went any further on the land from the parking lot, I said, well, I'll go along with that. If the family wants to take over the gate of Colorado, it'll be the gathering again. And in that essence, there wasn't anything to do but wait until the consensus consensed and be as close to it as I could and do whatever good I could. The fact that I whacked my foot, and for those who never saw it, haven't seen it since it's healed and only saw it the other time, that's not too shabby.
Well, Michael, your foot influenced rainbow history.
That was the gash.
I was prepared to stay in block South.
You remember the gash?
I remember the gash.
Or Colorado.
It was an axe or something.
No, it
and
was
a couple of sick people
came
hurt
down,
people.
I stubbed it on
Get
the
off
rock
the
and
land.
split that.
Oh yeah, you did twice, didn't you?
Right within 3 feet of each other. Say it again.
I said, because you and someone else that was traveling with me were sort of injured, I left the Vision Council after Water failed to get a consensus for the last time.
And Zeus
because
walked
only Zeus ended up blocking that one, I think.
to get pizza. What can I tell you, man?
Well, no, that was because I had already left the Vision Council because I had these sick people with me that had to get off the land.
But,
I had already been in it for 7 days, 7 nights.
And see, we're getting comments from the other side. The truth comes out no matter where you're at.
So are we
walls
finished? Are we more or less finished with the Vermont gathering? All you have to do is give a minute or two about our journey to Vermont, and that it was clean. At least that got done very well.
Oh yes.
And we
Oh no, I
like
haven't
California.
finished up. We closed up California.
Okay, well just finish real quickly.
So then California, I don't know how it went, but somebody stole Baba's camp. Oh, just everything happened. It was like, I had told you about '86 about being in Oregon and just stranded at the gathering, and my apartment's gone into, so all my stuff, my papers and everything, I got started all ready to go back to the University of Arizona. And you said, well, it's a cleansing. Well, here I was in another one. And I'm on the land, and I'm just saying, well, man, I've been saying for years I ought to just drift with the gang for a while again. It's been since '74. I just kind of drifted with the gang. So I helped with cleaning up, and then Jules and he went back to San Francisco, I guess, and then he came back, right? Did you go down and come back? Or did you stay?
Well, yeah, I went down briefly, but I was there for cleanup.
Yeah, and then we
and didn't get back till like the day of I got back the morning of the first thing in the park. That Saturday was it the 14th, and did the books for the foundation, did the tax accounting for the Foundation Revelation, and then drove right over to the park and ran my car into a rock and parked it, and ran down this side of this thing, and there I was in Mark's Meadow, right by the side of the stage where I came out just as the band was starting, and there were all my friends out there, and you and Jack and all. That's how that day started for me. I did the books of the Foundation Revelation that morning, having just come back down from Rainbow Gathering.
So, I forget how. Anyway, he and I wound up being the last 2 people on the land in California. And we picked this spot, this beautiful spot, to sit and do our prayers. And he said, go ahead and do them out loud. He likes them, and I felt like doing them. And the echo was just great. All above the roots, all below the roots, wall, wall, wall.